Tom Cruise passed out while filming the most dangerous stunt in Mission Impossible history. He had to literally train himself how to breathe, pushing his body to physical extremes. The grueling preparation required months of specialized training, challenging even a seasoned stuntman like Cruise.
You train and drill every little aspect over and over and over and over again.
In today's video, we'll take you behind the scenes of the $400 million movie that pushed filmmaking boundaries further than ever before. From the jaw-dropping aerial sequences to the return of beloved characters, this is the complete story of how Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning was made and why you shouldn't miss it. The vision behind the final mission. What if this wasn't just another sequel, but the end of a story that began 28 years ago? That's the question Christopher McQuarrie asked when he took on Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Since his first time directing the franchise with Rogue Nation in 2015, McQuarrie has shaped how these films look and feel. Now he's back for his fourth film as director, bringing Ethan Hunt's journey to what could be its final chapter. McQuarrie's impact on the series can't be overstated. He didn't just direct, he helped craft the story with writer Eric Jendresen. Together they planned a fitting end to the story that has been building since the first film. They wanted to honor everything that came before while still making something fresh and exciting. One of the most telling changes was the film's name. It was first called Dead Reckoning Part 2, making it sound like just a sequel. But the team changed it to The Final Reckoning, showing that this film stands on its own. The new title hints at something bigger, a true end to Ethan Hunt's story rather than just another mission. This wasn't a quick decision. The name change shows how the team's thinking about the film changed over time. They realized this wasn't just about finishing the story from the last movie. It was about wrapping up themes and character arcs that had been growing for decades. The new title might also help bring in more viewers who didn't see Dead Reckoning Part 1. The cast's excitement about the final product speaks volumes. Simon Pegg, who plays Benji Dunn, couldn't contain his enthusiasm. "I think this one is the best one ever. And I'm not just saying that because it's like, oh, you've got to say that. It's going to be great," Pegg said. When actors who have been with a series for years get this excited, fans take notice. Getting to this point wasn't easy. The film faced huge challenges, with one of the biggest being the COVID-19 pandemic. What should have been a smooth production turned into a stop-and-start nightmare. The film's release date kept moving, from August 2022 all the way to May 23, 2025. That's nearly 3 years of delays. The pandemic wasn't the only problem. The 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike also forced the team to stop work for a long time. Each delay meant more costs as sets had to be maintained, contracts extended, and crew kept on standby. These challenges tested everyone's commitment to making the film as good as it could be. Through all these troubles, McQuarrie kept his focus on the story. While the action scenes get attention, the director knows that without heart and meaning, they're just empty thrills. He worked to make sure every explosion and chase served the characters and plot, not the other way around. The film will make its big debut at the Cannes Film Festival on May 14, 2025. This famous festival will give the film a grand stage before it opens worldwide on May 23rd. Tom Cruise, Christopher McQuarrie, and the cast will be there for the screening, bringing star power to an already major event. What sets this film apart is McQuarrie's focus on balancing spectacular action with meaningful storytelling. In an age when many blockbusters offer flash without substance, The Final Reckoning aims to deliver both. The goal isn't just to make audiences gasp at stunts, but to make them care about why those stunts matter. The world's most dangerous filmmaking. Those stunts that matter so much to the story nearly cost Tom Cruise his life. During the biplane sequence, he faced risks most people can't imagine. While filming at dangerous heights with thin air, Cruise couldn't always make it back into the cockpit. What happens when even a seasoned stunt performer loses consciousness while hanging from a vintage aircraft? The answer lies in Cruise's remarkable commitment. Despite being in his 60s, he pushed his body to extreme limits for this film. The biplane scenes were among the most dangerous in cinema history. Cruise had to learn special ways to breathe at high altitudes. When you stick your face out, going over 120 to 130 miles an hour, you're not getting oxygen, Cruise explained in interviews. So I had to train myself how to breathe. This wasn't just about holding his breath. It meant months of training his body to function when oxygen levels dropped dangerously low. Even with all this preparation, his body sometimes simply gave out. There were times I would pass out physically. I was unable to get back into the cockpit, Cruise admitted. These weren't minor dizzy spells, but complete blackouts while suspended from an aircraft rushing through the sky. The stunt team knew the risks were extreme. They created brand new safety systems just for this one sequence. Every possible problem needed multiple backup plans. They installed special equipment on the vintage Boeing Stearman to keep crews as safe as possible while still capturing genuine danger on film. Christopher McQuarrie has since called this aerial sequence the hardest stunt they've ever tried in any Mission Impossible film. The tension on set was often unbearable. At one point, a particularly scary moment nearly made them shut down the entire production. While McQuarrie hasn't shared all the details, his comments reveal how close they came to disaster. What makes this even more impressive is the authenticity of what was filmed. The team chose a 1930s biplane not just for looks, but for the challenge it presented. The old aircraft needed special changes to fit cameras and safety gear while keeping its classic appearance. At 10,000 feet up, where the air is dangerously thin, crews hung from this modified antique plane while facing physical shutdown. For Cruise, this wasn't just about creating an exciting scene. His approach to filmmaking means giving audiences something real. He believes viewers can tell the difference between computer effects and actual human achievement. This philosophy pushes him to take risks few others would consider, especially at his age. The biplane sequence stands as just one example of Cruise's dedication. Throughout his career, he's performed hundreds of skydives, hung from buildings, climbed cliffs, and even jumped from stadium heights. For the final reckoning, he pushed even further, combining his years of experience with new techniques to accomplish what many thought impossible. What drove the production forward through these dangerous moments was the team's shared vision. They wanted to create something audiences had truly never seen before. The combination of physical training, mental preparation, and sheer determination from Cruise and his team produced what many consider the most impressive stunt work in modern cinema. Creating reality through movie magic. The magic of Mission Impossible isn't just in the death-defying stunts, it's in making you forget you're watching a movie at all. McQuarrie's approach to filmmaking starts with a simple idea. If it can be done for real, it should be. This philosophy guides every aspect of production. Instead of surrounding actors with green screens, the team built massive real-world sets designed to be physically manipulated during action scenes. These practical environments allow for something CGI can't easily fake: genuine physics. When actors interact with real objects in a real space, you get reactions you could never script, explains one crew member. The way Tom moves through a crumbling building isn't acting, it's real survival instinct kicking in. These enormous sets give stunt teams more creative freedom too. Rather than imagining how a digital wall might collapse, they can plan precisely how a real one will fall. This physical approach creates a visual authenticity that audiences can feel, even if they can't explain why. To capture these practical stunts from every possible angle, the team developed custom camera rigs unlike anything used before. Special mounts were created to follow motorcycles through narrow streets. Robotic arms moved cameras in ways human operators couldn't. Lightweight, high-resolution cameras were attached to stunt performers themselves. We wanted to show perspectives that make viewers feel they're part of the action, says the director of photography. Some shots look impossible because the camera seems to be floating where no person could stand. These specialty rigs captured moments from angles that create a visceral, immersive experience. When Hunt dives from a bridge or races through a collapsing structure, the camera moves with such natural flow that viewers forget they're watching something staged. But practical effects alone weren't enough. The real innovation came in how digital and practical elements work together. Visual effects teams didn't just add graphics later. They were on set during filming, collaborating directly with stunt coordinators and practical effects crews. This close partnership meant digital enhancements could blend seamlessly with physical elements. When a motorcycle jumps between buildings, the bike and rider are real, but subtle digital work removes safety wires or extends a gap. The goal wasn't to create impossible stunts, but to enhance real ones in ways viewers can't detect. Sound design played an equally important role in selling reality. Instead of using generic sound libraries, audio teams recorded authentic environmental sounds at each filming location. The echo of footsteps in an Italian cathedral, the specific rumble of a vintage car engine, the unique acoustics of a Norwegian mountain pass, all captured and preserved. These custom audio profiles make each location feel genuinely different. When combined with the visual elements, these authentic soundscapes create a complete sensory experience that grounds even the most extreme action in reality. Perhaps most importantly, the film lets these visuals and sounds tell the story without excessive dialogue. During the biggest action sequences, characters speak very little. Instead, the narrative unfolds through movement, expression, and sound. We trust the audience to follow what's happening without constant explanation, McQuarrie notes. That silence creates tension and makes the rare spoken lines more impactful. This approach gives the film a visual language that transcends typical action movie formulas. Each stunt becomes a story beat that advances character development or plot without needing words to explain its importance. The production team's commitment to realism extended beyond just the big stunts. Even small details, the way light reflects off a weapon, how fabric moves in wind, the specific sound of feet on different surfaces, received obsessive attention. This layered authenticity creates a world that feels lived in and believable. The final missions team. Beyond the stunning visuals and technical achievements, the real heart of Mission Impossible lies in its characters. The bonds we see on screen weren't just acted, they were forged through shared experiences that blurred the line between fiction and reality. I initially viewed my casting as a form of stunt casting after Shaun of the Dead, Simon Pegg admits, reflecting on his nearly two-decade journey as tech wizard Benji Dunn. What began as a one-off role evolved into a central part of the franchise's DNA. Pegg's longevity in the series surprised even him, but his technical support character provides the perfect counterbalance to Cruise's high-flying heroics. The Final Reckoning brings together a carefully constructed mix of returning veterans and fresh faces. This wasn't just random casting, it was a strategic decision to create authentic team chemistry that would leap off the screen. Alongside Pegg, franchise stalwarts like Ving Rhames and Vanessa Kirby returned to their established roles, bringing years of shared history to the set. Newcomers Hannah Waddingham, Nick Offerman, and Katie O'Brien injected new energy while respecting the series' legacy. What sets this ensemble apart is their commitment to authenticity. Unlike most action blockbusters where stars step aside for stunt doubles, this cast followed Cruise's lead by doing much of their own action work. The production team created character-specific training programs tailored to each actor's role and physical abilities. Haley Atwell, returning as Grace, faced some of the most demanding preparation. The Malta car chase sequences required her to master driving skills far beyond basic handling. Working directly with Cruise, she learned techniques that would make her performance not just convincing, but genuinely impressive. Each agent brings a unique skill set to the mission, Pegg explains, highlighting how the team functions like a real intelligence unit. Benji's expertise lies in technical support, not in the high-octane stunts performed by Ethan Hunt. This diversity of skills among characters mirrors the varied talents each actor brought to the production. The training wasn't just about looking good on camera, it served a deeper purpose. By pushing themselves physically alongside their more experienced co-stars, the cast built genuine relationships that translated directly to their on-screen chemistry. The camaraderie wasn't manufactured, it was earned through shared challenges and triumphs. What emerged was something rare in big-budget filmmaking, a true ensemble where each member felt essential. The close-knit environment fostered during production created family-like bonds among the cast. This atmosphere allowed actors to develop deeper understandings of their characters and relationships, making even the most fantastic scenarios feel grounded in emotional truth. For Pegg, whose journey spans more films than any cast member except Cruise himself, The Final Reckoning represents the culmination of an unexpected career chapter. The gratitude he expresses for being able to return to the franchise repeatedly speaks to the special nature of this film series, one built on loyalty and long-term collaboration rather than just star power. The training approach taken for the film solved a common problem in action movies: how to make team dynamics feel authentic when only the lead actor performs real stunts. By having each cast member train for and perform their own action sequences, the film achieves a consistency in its physical storytelling. When we see these characters working together, the coordination and trust are genuine. Throughout filming, this collaborative spirit extended beyond just the action scenes. The environment created on set allowed actors to contribute to their characters' development in meaningful ways. Their input was valued, strengthening their investment in the story and enhancing the final product. as Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning prepares for its landmark debut at Cannes on May 14, 2025, followed by its worldwide release on May 23rd, the film industry watches with bated breath. This isn't just another premiere, it's Paramount Pictures' carefully orchestrated finale to a beloved saga. The choice of Cannes Film Festival as the launching pad speaks volumes about the studio's confidence in this conclusion. By selecting such a prestigious platform, they're positioning the film not merely as blockbuster entertainment, but as a significant cinematic achievement worthy of critical recognition. For fans waiting to witness Ethan Hunt's final chapter, the countdown has officially begun. Are you excited for the final chapter in the series? Let us know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more insights and behind-the-scenes looks at anticipated movies. See you on the next one!